go ahead and get started again. Winding up the day. We still have a couple more things that are just awesome. I'm very honored to introduce Miranda Johnson. She was a boating accident from August 1st of last year. She is an employee at MedCenter, has been working with MedCenter since she was 18 and was in nursing school prior to her accident. She was also an intern on the oncology floor.
Thank you for having me here. I have to first, I'll tell you that I'm terrified right now. I'm not a public speaker. So if you'll just bear with me while I do this, and this is also the first time I've spoke about the accident in front of a group like this. If I tear up and cry, I apologize ahead of time. Just stick with me. On August 1st, I was involved in a boating accident on Moon Lake. Before that, I was active. I was in nursing school. I was 2 semesters away from getting my RN. I worked on the oncology floor as an intern. I loved what I did. I loved taking care of people. I enjoyed being outdoors. I was extremely active in the gym. I swam. And being such an active, healthy person paid off because it enabled me to heal quicker. I remained strong, and there was really no hope for me. I should not be here. This is a picture of the boat we were on that day. I was thrown out of the left side, and I was, run over, basically. It was about 7:30 at night. Me and my friend were both ejected from the boat, and the boat remained running in circles. As I resurfaced, I just saw it come at me, and the propeller cut through my left side. Now, a lot of people ask me, did it hurt? And the answer is no. I didn't feel anything at all, but I do remember the sound that it made, and I will never forget that. Luckily, my friend that was with me was able to get to me safely. He was not hurt. He kept my head above water and kept me afloat until we were rescued and taken to Sunny's Marina. Washington County EMS did an incredible job getting me to the hospital. They got me there alive and in record time, which was good. From what I've been told, I was from the lake to operating room in less than 30 minutes. I'm not sure how long I was there, but after having my total blood volume replaced 3 times, and I was pieced back together like a puzzle of missing pieces, but I made it out alive barely. I'm going to read you the operating report states, multiple lacerations to abdominal wall with missing subcutaneous tissue and skin. A transected left colon and small bowel, multiple mesenteric injuries, an open pelvic fracture with missing iliac wing, open femur fracture, transection of femoral head, distal, medial, and lateral condyle, massive soft tissue damage of thigh, open patella and proximal tibia fractures, also lacerations of bilateral flexor tendons on my hands. These next few slides are graphic. I'm sure y'all are used to seeing those kinds of things. These are taken in the OR the night I was brought in. That is my left side. I'm sure you can see my pelvis there, what's left of it. My intestines, that is my upper left side. If you look up at the very top, you can see the little butterfly. That's a tattoo that's right on my hip area, so you can kind of see what you're looking at there. My leg where it should be. That's after they put me back together that night. That's my backside, my left backside, and that's my stomach. So 1 week and 7 surgeries later, I woke up thinking it was the very next day. I was on a ventilator, so I couldn't talk. My hands were casted to my elbows, both of them, so I couldn't write, so I couldn't ask questions. So I just used my facial expressions to communicate. I remember trying to get the nurse to move my legs, it was hurting, and she kept giving me a look, which I interpreted to be panic. But later learned it was because my parents had asked her not to tell me until they got there. But I was becoming more and more agitated, so she looked down at me and she said, "It's gone. Do you understand?" Now, I know she wanted me to understand what she was telling me, and I needed to understand what she was telling me, but after those first few words, I didn't hear anything. I just lay there and just stared, and in my head, I was going over what she had just said. So my parents got there, and they began telling me what all I had endured during that week, and my leg was amputated that night due to the trauma. I did arrive, it was still attached, but due to all the damage, they had to amputate up to my pelvis. It was just beyond repair. My hands, after the cast came off, that's what my hands look like after repair. So it got both of them pretty good. I'm surprised I have fingers left. I was opened up every day, washed out, packed with antibiotic beads, and sewn back up to prevent infection, and that was every day for 7 days. I had damage to my intestines, so they gave me a colostomy, and there's my wound back and my stomach injuries. And originally, my parents told me I'd never, the doctors had told them I'd never sit up again due to the pelvic and hip trauma. But they put a plate and 9 screws, and here I am. I was quickly moved from ICU and spent 1 month on the trauma floor working with therapists who were great. And 21 days after my accident, I was walking with a walker. In September, I was moved to Quillen Rehab, and I progressed so well that I was able to go home in a couple of weeks and continue outpatient therapy. On February the 20th, I had my 8th and final surgery. My colostomy was successfully reversed, and I was home within a week. In April, I turned 30 years old, and given what I'd been through, this was a huge deal at my house. So me and my family threw a big party, and we had family, friends, and just a really good time. And there I was, smiling and happy, but, there's mom and dad. But to be honest, on April the 25th, I received the best birthday gift I could possibly get, and it was my Helix 3D hip joint and sea leg from Victory and Ottobock. This is the top of the line, and Victory, myself, my family and friends, we worked long and hard to get this because they weren't going to give it to me. And so 9 months later, I was walking on 2 legs again. And there's the staff of Victory and Ottobock that helped me and worked so hard for me. The words "thank you" will never be enough for Sarah Willis, Brian Williams, Scott Chapman, Brad Griffin of Washington County EMS, Adam Williams for contacting my family, the staff of Johnson City Medical Center, Dr. Todd Wharton, and Dr. Robert Harris. But a special thank you goes to Dr. Patrick Bozarch, who's no longer with us. He moved away, which broke my heart. My mom asked him to return her only child to her any way that he could. And with his training and military experience, he was able to do just that. Without him, I'd not be standing here before you today. My life may be different and a little more difficult at times, but because of people like all of you in this room, I get to live it. So thank you for what you do. And since the moment I woke up, my father has called me Wonder Woman, so I had it permanently put on my body.